Hello, Rhonda here with a full beginner Pilates workout. Not only will you be strengthening your core, but you'll be moving your body in all different directions. You'll feel stretched out from head to toe, leading to good posture for the rest of your day. All you'll need is your mat. Let's get started. We're going to start off by warming up the spine in a quadruped position. So coming onto all fours, aligning wrists with elbow and shoulder, knees directly underneath the hips. Moving into a cat-cow flow. Take an inhale. Exhale to flex the spine into cat, drawing the navel in. And then inhale to extension. So this is your cat-cow, flexing and extending the spine. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat. Let's bring the spine back to neutral, now moving in lateral flexion. We're going to swing the right foot out to the side, looking over the shoulder and looking at the foot, and then we're going to bring it up and over the other leg. And just following your gaze towards that right foot. Moving it from one side to the other. That right foot is crossing the left leg. 2 more. Same thing on the other side. The left leg swings out to the side. You look at the foot and then you cross it over the right leg. Moving in lateral flexion. We're warming up the spine in all different directions. Last 2. Now moving the spine in rotation. We're going to take that right hand, reach it up, and then we're going to thread the needle. We're also warming up the shoulder joint. It's an inhale to open, exhale to thread. 2 more. Let's go ahead and place the right hand back to the mat. Now the left arm reaches on an inhale, exhale to thread. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Two more. Coming back to that quadruped position, let's stretch out the back, shift the hips towards the heels, and reach the fingertips forward, stretching the spine in a child's pose. Let's hold for 3 breaths here. And let's make our way to a seated position. So starting in a nice tall seated position, reaching through the crown of the head, we're going to draw the navel in. We're going to do a slow roll down onto our backs. Take an inhale here. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, dial that pelvis forward. Slowly roll down, 1 vertebra at a time. Lower spine. Mid spine, upper spine, the head lands last. Let's bring our feet in about hip bone distance apart. Let's engage those abs to bring the legs in tabletop position. Your calf is a 90-degree angle from the back of your thigh, your hamstring, and you're moving into toe taps. Alternating from one side to the other, keeping the shoulders anchored onto the mat, waking up those lower abs. 1 more on each side. Let's go ahead and bring both feet onto the mat, moving into an articulating bridge. We're going to tilt our pelvis towards us, towards the center line. You're going to lift the glutes, the lower spine, mid spine, upper spine. Big sip of air at the top. Exhale, drop the sternum down first. Upper spine, mid spine, lower spine, tailbone lands last. Again, inhale to prepare. Exhale, tilt and lift the glutes. Lower spine, mid spine, upper spine. Big sip of air at the top. And then exhale to slowly lower. We'll do this one more time. This time holding it at the top. Now coming into marching, lifting one leg up and then the other. As we're lifting the leg, we're trying to keep our hips level, working on pelvic stability. Keep those abs engaged. One more in each direction. And then lower that spine on down. All right, let's go ahead and bring both legs into tabletop position. Now zip up the legs, knees touching, ankle bones touching, moving the spine in torso rotation. Inhale, center. Exhale to drop the knees over to one side. Inhale, center, then over to the other. It's one breath, one movement. One more in each direction. Let's go ahead and separate the knees and the feet and bring them back onto the mat. All right, moving into our 100 prep, we're going to reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lift the head, nod the chin towards the chest. Reach those fingertips towards the side edges of the feet. Pause, and then lower. Again, inhale, exhale, and reach. Again, inhale, exhale, reach using those upper abs to lift you up. Shoulders off the mat. Last two. One more. All right, now picking the positioning of your choice for the 100. You can either be here, feet flat on the mat, legs in tabletop position, or in your feet are in a Pilates V with your legs extended. Let's go ahead and start. Inhale to prepare. Exhale and start pumping. Inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. 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 Inhale for 5 and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's do a little release work. Draw the knees to the chest. Let's make circles with our knees in one direction and then the other direction to release that lower back, massage the lower spine. Bring the feet a little bit wider than hips and windshield wipe those knees from side to side. Let's go ahead and stretch both legs long and the arms overhead. Give ourselves a nice spine stretch here. Bring your arms down by your side. Bend both knees, bring both feet flat onto the mat. We're gonna warm up the legs for single leg circles. So we're extending that right leg up towards the ceiling, bending and flexing at the knee. Now let's keep that right leg extended and rotate through that ankle in one direction. And then reverse the direction. Hold on to that leg fully. If it feels okay for your spine, stretch the left leg long. And then you're going to draw the knee towards the nose, nose towards the knee. 3 deep breaths here. Release that right leg back to the floor. The foot's on the mat. Left leg comes up towards the ceiling. Bend and flex at the knee. Now keep the leg extended. Rotate through that ankle in one direction. And reverse the direction. Hold on to that leg fully. If it feels okay for your spine, stretch that right leg long onto the mat. Draw the knee towards the nose, nose towards the knee. 3 deep breaths here. Release that left leg onto the mat. Flex the left foot. Anchor the left hip. Palms facing down. Stretch the right leg long up towards the ceiling. Point the toe. We're going to start counterclockwise with our circle. Down, up, and around. Starting at 12. Pausing at 12. Trying to keep that left hip stable. Last 2. Now moving in the other direction. Clockwise. Starting at 12. Pausing at 12. 3 more. All right, let's go ahead and stretch that right leg long onto the mat. Anchor that right hip. Reach the left leg up towards the ceiling. Point the toe. And then we'll start clockwise here. Starting at 12. Pausing at 12. For 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and move that leg in reverse out to the side, crossing the midline of the body, back to 12, keeping that right hip anchored. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's do a little hip release here. Bend both knees, the feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart, and let's windshield wipe those knees from side to side. We are ready for our roll up. So let's extend both legs, flex the feet, anchor those legs, reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale to reach the arms overhead. Exhale, lift the head, the shoulders off. Nod the chin towards the chest. The toes are reached, the fingertips are reaching towards the toes. Restack the spine through the center. Exhale and roll on down. Once the head lands, take a big sip of air and then exhale. Roll on up. Three more like this. Big inhale. Exhale, head and shoulders lift, chin nods towards the chest. You're reaching those fingertips towards your feet, restacking the spine. Tuck and roll on back. Last 2. One more. All right, let's make our way into a seated position. Moving on to our ab series of 5. Let's go ahead and keep the right knee in, stretch the left leg long, the right hand's on the outside of that right ankle, the left hand's on the inside of that leg. With control, let's tuck and roll on down. And then we're going to switch legs. Alternating right, left. You're stretching that opposite leg long towards the other side of the room. One more on each side. Double leg stretch. Let's reach both limbs long. Exhale, squeeze everything back in. Inhale to reach. Exhale, draw it in. Four more. Single straight leg stretch. Reach the right leg long up towards the ceiling, the left leg towards the opposite side of the room. We're going to pulse one leg in and then the other. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Double straight leg stretch. Hands behind the head at the base of the skull, elbows wide. Lifting and lowering both legs. Trying to keep those lower ribs anchored onto your mat. Elbows are wide in your peripheral vision. Keeping a little space between the chin and chest. Three more. Last exercise in the ab series of 5 is crisscross. Legs in tabletop position. Keeping those hands back at the base of the skull, moving into rotation. Opposite armpit, heads for the opposite knee. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Draw the knees into the chest. Nod the head from side to side to release that neck. Make circles with your knees in one direction. And then reverse the direction. Stretch both legs long and the arms overhead. Give yourself a spine stretch. Relax those arms down by your side. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Coming back into that roll up. Big inhale. Exhale. Now preparing for our spine stretch series. Starting out with spine stretch forward. Our feet are about 10 to 15 inches apart. We're going to stretch both arms long out in front of us. Take an inhale here. Exhale to reach forward and down. Inhale to restack the spine. Exhale, reach forward and down. Fingertips are reaching in opposition of the navel. 2 more. Bringing it back to center, arms out to the side, preparing for a spine stretch side. Inhale, center, exhale, stretch the arm up and over, alternating from one side to the other. The bicep tracks right over the ear, You're keeping that space between the chin and chest. Also keeping equal weight both sides of the hips. One more in each direction. All right, zipping up those legs, preparing for spine twist. Feet are flat like they're up against a pane of glass, sitting up tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, exhale, twist, twist. Inhale, center, exhale, twist, twist over to the other side. Keeping those arms wide, chin parallel to the ground. Feet are staying nice and still. One more in each direction. Now moving into saw. Let's separate the legs. Arms out to the side. We're going to take an inhale here. Exhale, rotate. Pulse that pinky finger against the pinky toe. Come back to that nice tall seated position. Rotate towards the other side. And pulse, pulse. Pinky finger against pinky toe. One more in each direction. Nice. Now moving on to our side lying series. Let's go ahead and make our way onto our sides. Hip stack, shoulder stack. Nice uplift. Starting with leg lowers. Lifting and lowering with control. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hover that top leg, now moving into bicycles. Flexing the knee, sweeping the foot forward, back, and around. Two more in this direction. And let's move into reverse. Kick it back, sweep it up and around. Three more. Keep that top leg hovered. Point the toe, reach it towards the opposite side of the room. Make circles in one direction. And then reverse the direction. Bend both knees, align the heels with the glutes, moving into clams. Keeping the heels connected. Lifting and lowering that top knee. For an extra added challenge, float the feet off the mat. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and stretch both legs long. Come onto your bicep. Palm is facing up, preparing for bananas. Lifting and lowering both zipped up legs. Still keeping those hips stacked, shoulders stacked. For that extra added challenge, lift that bottom arm the same time you lift the legs. for full bananas. Three, two, and one. Let's go up and over to the other side. Hips are stacked, shoulders stacked, starting with those leg lowers. Four more. Now hovering that top leg, moving into bicycles. Flexing the knee, sweeping the foot forward, back, and around. That foot is coming much more forward than it's going back. Keeping the movement nice and smooth. 3 more in this direction. And let's go ahead and move into reverse. Kick it back, sweep it up and around and forward. Keeping that whole leg parallel to the ground. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now keeping that top leg hovered, point the toe, reach it towards the opposite side of the room. Make little circles in one direction. And reverse the direction. Go ahead and bend both knees, align the heels with the glutes, moving into clams, keeping those heels glued together. Again, for that extra added challenge, you're gonna float your feet off the mat. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and stretch both legs long and come onto that bicep, preparing for bananas, keeping those hips stacked, shoulders stacked, legs are zipped up. And then again, for that extra added challenge, you're gonna lift the upper body at the same time. Four more. Nice. Let's go ahead and move on to our stomachs. So as we're prone, face down, we still want to make sure our abs and glutes are engaged. We're going to start with baby swan. Palms are framing our head, forearms anchored onto the mat. You're going to inhale to lift and exhale to lower. This is your baby swan. If your back allows, you can slide your hands closer towards your shoulders and then inhale into full swan. Last 2. Now moving into leg kicks. We're interlacing our hands. Sides of the forearms are on the mat. We're going to flex the foot, point the toe, and then stretch the leg out. Flex, point, reach the leg out. Flex, point and reach. Alternating from one side to the other. One more on each side. All right, now moving on to double leg kicks. One cheek onto the mat. Both hands at our lower spine. We're gonna flex both feet in. Flex, flex. Interlace the grip and then inhale into extension. Lower. Now the other cheek goes onto the mat. Interlace and lift into extension. 3 little kicks. Interlace and then the other side. One more in each direction. Now moving into swimming. Let's stretch both arms overhead. Re-engage those glutes and abs. Lift the right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. You can stay slow or you can pick up the pace. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands by our shoulders. Take an inhale, exhale to shift into child's pose to release that lower back. We're going to make our way into a seated position with our legs over to the left, preparing for Mermaid. Sitting up nice and tall, up through the sit bones. Let's bring that left arm out. Take an inhale, exhale, up and over. Inhale, back to center. Right arm comes up and over. Inhale, center. Left arm reaches. Hold it here. You're going to turn towards your mat, scooting that right hand back, coming into a torso twist. And slowly come out of it as you came into it. Left bicep tracks right over the ear. Inhale back to center and then come up and over to the other side. Inhale back to center. Let's move the legs up and over to the other side. Aligning the shins with your mats. Sit up nice and tall up through the sits bones. Bring that right arm out. Take an inhale. Exhale, stretch up and over. Inhale back to center. Left arm reaches. Inhale, center. Right arm reaches. Hold here. Turn towards your mat. Scoot that left hand back. Hold for a couple of breaths. Now slowly come out of it. Right bicep tracks right over the ear. Inhale back to center. Reach that left arm up and over. Inhale back to center and release. Let's go ahead and bring it back to center in a nice easy seated position. Let's reach both arms up, lengthen. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. One last time. Nice job.